Welcome to the continuation of my early childhood virtual book club. I'll be sure and put a link to part 1 at the end of this video just in case you missed out on it. We did continue our frog and toad theme, so let's go ahead and get started. Our next story in Frog and Toad is titled A Lost Button. Now, due to the variety of ages within my book club, I do plan a variety of follow-up activities. For the younger students, they just drew a button for me on a blank piece of paper and then described it. My older students completed a button page from the Frank Publications Frog and Toad. On this page, they drew a button on a jacket pattern that was provided to them. Then they answered some questions that related to their button. Now, since this was online, I did just have the students use their creativity when they drew their button. However, if you are doing this at home with your child, you could actually just give them a button and have them use it for this project. To finish up our day, I used the free frog activity books that I found online, and we completed a page in it. The next day, we read A Swim from Frog and Toad. Just as a reminder, we were also continuing to review the important story elements from our Frog and Toad poster. So that would include the characters, the setting, the problem, and the solution. On this day, I also started connecting fiction and nonfiction. I created visual cards showing the life cycle of a frog. On the back, I put information about each stage. While the children looked at the pictures, I read the information. I utilized the life cycle figurine set from Insect Lore. And I received this in my Insect Lore unboxing video, along with some other unique and helpful items. So I will be sure and link that in the description box below for you. Since I am focusing on frogs and butterflies and some of the other animals within this packet, the children that I'm doing the online book club with also have this package. Now, I used the frog life cycle, and I just had the children get those out of the box and then put them in order. This made a wonderful STEM activity for them, and they absolutely loved being able to manipulate these items. Once the STEM activity was finished, I then had the children complete a life cycle page. Now, the challenge for this page really varied based on the children's age level. The younger children just had to color the life cycle. The older children were given an incomplete life cycle. So they may have had like a picture of the eggs, but the tadpole was missing, and then a picture of a froglet, but the frog was missing. And they had to draw the missing stage and then color it. In order to help foster their learning, since this was on Zoom, I did go ahead and screen share a completed life cycle. Our last project of the day came from our frog activity booklet. The older kids enjoyed a maze and then answered some questions. The younger children decorated the letter F. Of course, we talked about the reason that we're learning the letter F is because frog starts with F. I do think it's important when you're learning the letters of the alphabet to learn to trace them and then write them properly. However, it can become monotonous, so you want to be sure to include some fun activities, especially when you're doing something like a book club. So for this activity, I had them just cut up different pieces of construction paper and then glue it all over their F. They really enjoyed this, and some of them chose to turn their paper over when they were done and create another F on the back. Others turned their paper over and created a pattern. So not only did they complete the work that I instructed them to do, but they extended the learning on their own. Now, this was a really big day, but it was a lot of fun, and I believe that it really helped them connect fiction and nonfiction. I chose to start our last frog themed day by singing 5 Speckled Frogs. This helped to encourage participation, and the children did a great job. Our last Frog and Toad story is called The Letter. Once we were done reading our story, the older children completed the friendly letter page from our Frank Publications Frog and Toad. The younger children just took a blank piece of paper and drew a picture on it. Then they wrote something to anyone they wanted to. I believe everyone wrote to Grandma. Once we were done with that activity, we just finished up our frog booklets. That finished up our unit on frogs. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you, your family, and your students are enjoying some of these activities. Next week, we will be focusing on butterflies. So please remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can join in the fun. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to be proud of your work, productive in your day, and positively joyful.